2 minutes now past 10 o'clock, up to 79 degrees already at the KRIM studios on West Frontier. This morning on KRIM's Community Spotlight, well, I'm looking forward to this. These are some guys that I think just about everybody here in Rim Country has known for a long time. It's Billy, Jim, and Bob from Junction 87. And a lot of people, boy, how long have you guys been playing music around Rim Country anyway?
17th year right now.
17th, you starting to get the hang of it then? Or?
Yeah,
Actually, that's as long as Bob been part of it. Me and Billy been together almost 19.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Now, okay, so people have known you for performing at all kinds of different places, all kinds of different events around Rim Country for a lot of years. But I guess one of the reasons that we're talking about it today is that the band's breaking up.
I wouldn't call it, bro. We don't like that word. that
Retiring.
terminology.
We're retired.
They're retired.
Well, at least you're not getting divorced anyway. All right, so you're retiring.
We're getting ready for our reunion.
Oh, there you go. The reunion
concert,
tour.
yeah.
Okay, sounds good. And now, but over the last 17, 19 years, you've performed for some pretty big events at different times. What would you? I mean, I'm interested to find out if collectively you all have the same answer here. What was the biggest moment for you as Junction 87?
Well, Billy, tell them about Japan. For me, that's the best.
Well, yeah.
Their second tour to
The
Japan.
biggest country concert called Country Gold in Japan, going forever. You know, and
Right.
Charlie Daniel was there, and Emmylou was there, and big name was there.
Emmylou Harris was
Yes,
there too.
Emmylou was there, and we are invited like what, 5 years ago?
That's been 5 or 6
Anyway, we
years,
played
yeah.
there in front of probably 10,000 people outdoor, huge.
You can imagine Country Thunder over in Japan.
Yeah,
It's
big.
huge.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it was 2011.
Yeah, oh.
The stage is about 100 feet off the no handrail.
And probably the only country music venue that sold sushi.
Yes.
I'm just guessing.
I think that's about right.
That's pretty amazing though. I mean, 10,000 people. That had to be pretty awesome to take the stage on something like that.
Yeah, an outdoor big concert, and yeah, huge stage. I mean, huge.
Now, was this in Tokyo or where?
No, it's called Kumamoto, southern part of it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and middle of a volcano, you can see way over there,
Oh,
huge, hills and stuff, beautiful, like a Woodstock type look. Yes.
And a lot of people, if they haven't been there, don't realize that. I mean, Japan really is a very beautiful country. I was there for the tsunami a few years ago, and I was working I had to fly into Tokyo, but I drove up and was working around Ishinomaki in that area. And boy, just everywhere you went, I mean, it was just people were very friendly, and
Yes.
it was an amazing difference. One quick side note too is that that's the only disaster out of a bunch that I've been to where there was never anybody fighting over food in the relief camps or anything like that. Everyone was just very quietly, patiently,
Yes.
and honorably waiting their turn. And I thought there's something that we can all learn from the folks in Japan when it comes to that, because that's not really what happens, especially here sometimes when the stuff hits the fan. We tend to kind of maybe overreact a bit.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that's.
One thing I remember a lot about that Country Gold concert up there, the citizens that come out to this.
Mhm.
This is their one time a year to dress country and western cowboy style.
Yeah, I don't think
Cowboy
I
hats,
didn't see anybody with a
chaps.
cowboy hat the whole time I was there.
Cowboy hats, chaps,
Yeah.
Right?
cap guns, everything.
Really?
Boots. Oh yeah.
Spurs. and-
One lady came up to me dressed like an Indian. She said, "I'm a Native American."
Well, you gotta love
Said
it.
with an accent, "I'm a Native American."
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Now, what about? Now you said Charlie Daniels was there too,
Was there too.
and you're sharing a stage with some of the biggest names that there's ever been in country music.
Actually, we opened up Charlie Daniel right here.
Here,
in
yes.
Mason, yeah.
That's where I was going next.
Actually, I think what he's leading just some stars has performed that over the years at Country Gold. Charlie Daniels wasn't performing on the time we were there.
Right.
I can't remember Billy Yates. What was
Yeah,
his
it was
name?
Billy Yates.
Yeah, Billy Yates.
He's the one that wrote I Don't Need Your Rocking Chair for
He was
George
the
Jones.
headliner.
right, okay.
He was the headliner. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a headliner.
But and George Jones was the one that made that famous,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
George Jones.
That's
Great.
Bob's favorite song.
Ah, there you go. So they don't need your rocking chair. They may be retiring, but they don't need your rocking chair.
There you go.
Now, and here locally, I mean, is there any local venue that you haven't performed in like a couple of times?
I can't think of anything that normally books entertainments. No.
Right. I know you haven't been performing out at Pete's place.
No.
I did with rock and roll.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, first time I moved here, 20 years.
Yeah, I was going to say this was back before the change in entertainment
Yes.
took place.
Exactly.
Yes.
I've actually
Yes.
played there too with
Yeah.
other bands, but not that was before the
Yeah. The change.
the new designation.
Yeah, there you go. And I forgot that's true though too that you all played when Charlie Daniels came to town here. That was I think perhaps the biggest performance that I remember seeing here in Payson over the 40 years that I've been here.
Yes.
I mean, even the old country music festival and stuff used to attract some interesting folks. And we had the Bellamy Brothers coming one year, but one of them got sick, and that ended up not working out. But it's Payson has actually attracted some pretty interesting talent, and one of the names at the top of the list is Junction 87. How did you guys first get together? I mean, there we were in a dimly lit bar, and
I had a jam session at Rye Bar
Right.
5 or 6 years before we got together as Junction 87, and Billy showed up at that one time, started coming back down, became a part of it,
Mhm.
and then kind of the same thing with Bob when he first moved into town. He and his wife Mary showed up down there, and we were really impressed. And there was a point in time where we had to make a transition, and we just invited Bob to join us, and the rest is history.
There you go. And Billy, now, when did you first start playing the fiddle?
Well, I was in a band called Coyote in Phoenix, so about 35 years ago.
Wow.
I was forced to play.
You were forced to.
I didn't want to play anything else, but I couldn't sing. So I said, you got to do something else besides playing guitar. I said, okay, I'm going to pick up fiddle because it was so small. I thought it was easy.
Right.
It was a mistake.
Oh yeah, that's
It was
not easy at all.
tough. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you look at your finger the wrong way and you're off key all of a sudden. Yeah. Now, but you've actually become, to say quite proficient is an understatement. I mean, I think the proper way to say this, you're damn good at it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And so I mean that, and it's amazing too when it comes to the small. The bands that play in the small venues, the bars and things like that, you don't see a whole lot of really talented fiddle players in those kind of venues very often. I mean, got a lot of guitar and stuff
Yeah.
like that, but the fiddle really adds a nice extra touch to everything.
Exactly, that's what the whole thing was. Yeah, people just love the fiddle.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate it. I try my best.
It's good stuff. Now you have a big performance coming up, kind of your last big public hurrah as Junction 87, the band. That's coming up this weekend, right?
Saturday at Jake's Corner, yep.
Saturday down at Jake's Corner.
6 o'clock outside.
Same stop, different horses since 1916. So I've heard anyway. Jake's Corner is quite an amazing venue too. Now, are you going to be inside or outside?
We will be outside, and they will be having, I just found out that they're talking to Matt,
Right.
that they're gonna have, like pulled pork sandwiches available to purchase.
Nice.
Where you won't have to order off the menu, or
Right.
I think you still can order off the menu. So to make it convenient and fast,
Yeah.
they're expecting a pretty good sized crowd.
Yeah. When
so.
you get a big crowd like that, you need something where the dish out can
Yeah,
move quick.
exactly.
So
And it'll be
makes
reasonably
sense.
priced, or maybe free, I don't know.
Right.
I didn't say that.
Well,
Don't
and
charge me for it.
This is going. And what time do you actually hit the stage on Saturday?
6
6
o'clock.
o'clock.
6
6 to
p.m.
9, yeah.
Okay, so 6 to 9. This coming Saturday night. The place to be is down at Jake's Corner.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you have, as far as the repertoire, the music that you play? I mean, do you always pretty much have it figured out? If we're going to do ABC songs first and then D, E, F next, or do you just kind of make it up and read the crowd, or how do you
These
do
guys are
it?
pretty good at reading the crowd, so,
I think it's
yeah.
read the crowd, yeah.
All right.
You can tell when they want to waltz or something,
Yeah, but bunch of angry-looking people out there. We better do a beer drinking song here or something, right?
Yep,
Interesting. Now, and when it comes to that, I mean, what about over the years? There's, I don't know. There's just, I'm sure, a ton of stories. Some of which probably shouldn't be shared on the radio. But when it comes to the crowds in different venues, was there ever, or I'm not going to say was there ever, because I'm sure there was, but is there one particular instance that stands out in your mind as a, oh my gosh, I didn't see that coming incident that happened in one of the venues that you performed at?
I can't think of anything other than fights, but that's pretty ordinary.
We're getting all the happy crowd all the time, so nothing bad really happened.
Right.
Never happened. I don't know.
Well, that's a good thing. I mean, gosh, you can do it for that many years and not have one thing that comes to mind that way. I think that's pretty remarkable. Of course, now you've played outside of the Rim Country area too at times. I mean, obviously you mentioned that you performed over in Japan a few times, but you've gotten around a lot of other parts of the state too, haven't you?
Mhm.
Yes.
What are name some of the other spots you've been performing?
Pantry Junction, RV parks down there in Mesa,
Right.
and
Well, some of those junction functions can get to be
Yeah.
pretty raucous at times.
and we also played up at
Globe.
Solo,
Sholo up there at
RV Resort.
RV Resort.
and also at Charlie Clark's
Charlie
Clark's.
Clark's.
In the Orchard, that was a lot of fun.
And
Charlie Clark's.
there is no place that does better prime rib than Charlie Clark's. Oh man, their prime rib is outstanding.
And we used
Now,
to-
I'm food motivated. When it comes to music, Bob, start with you. First of all, as far as the most difficult piece of music that you've ever had to perform, what comes to mind?
Well, it took a long time for me to get used to Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Right.
It was kind of, you can't slack off on your words. You got to spit them out.
Oh man, yeah. There's no room for
No.
mispronunciation
No
or
room
anything.
for mispronunciation or anything.
That thing all
there.
just kind of goes like a bat out of hell.
Right.
Country
It
rap,
does.
huh?
It does.
And I don't know, Billy. What about you? I mean, obviously, when you're talking about Devil Went Down to Georgia, I mean that's not necessarily the easiest fiddle piece in the world.
No, but it's been playing so many times, so it's not that hard. at
You
all.
wake up in the middle of the night playing it in your sleep, probably.
I do that.
Yeah.
But actually, for fiddle, slow one is harder.
Oh yeah.
It's like a amateur by morning, and I try to play right with feeling and vibrato.
Right.
That takes much more energy than anything else.
Wow, that
Yeah.
that makes sense though. And the musicianship there is a lot more demanding. Yeah,
Yes,
that makes
yes.
sense. And what about you? I mean, when it comes to most difficult.
Well, I don't know. I think the most difficult, and I learned it with a different band many years ago, 25, 30 years ago, but it was Devil Went Down to Georgia because it's got a kind of a complicated bass line in there,
Okay.
And it's, I just had to sit there for hours and just go through it real slowly speed up. Now I can do it in my sleep.
Now I find that interesting. I mean, you get three different musicians playing different instruments and all came up with the same piece of music as being the toughest thing they've had to tackle. That's said something about Charlie Daniels.
Says a lot about Charlie Daniels, yeah.
Yeah,
God
we
rest
love
his soul.
him.
Now, Charlie Daniels, that guy's a class act all the way
Yes.
around. And when you go back to some of his early stuff, I mean, some of the, well, matter of fact, there was one, golly, just not like that. I forget the name of it, but it was at another radio station that I worked at for a long time. It was the best, back when we were actually spinning records, it was the best bathroom song because it was like 6 or 7 or 8 minutes long.
Oh, yeah.
You could get down the hallway and back again without,
Yeah.
of course, invariably every time you'd be right in the middle of taking care of business, the record would start to skip or something, and that would expand your vocabulary in a less than positive way. So now when it comes to the band retiring as a band, does that mean that you're well? First, we'll start with you. Are you going to just set the guitar down and not pick it up again?
Pretty much, but I mean, things happen, so who knows? I'll get a call sometime. Maybe somebody needs a bass player for a night or
Right.
something like that. I might do that if I can get my other things situated. What I'm going to say is I've got a health concern in my family that
Right.
I'm dealing with. It's one of my main reasons.
Sure.
Otherwise, personal reasons, but.
That makes sense. And how about you? You gonna just stop playing, or?
No, I'll probably still mess around a little bit, and I'm probably we're going to do a lot of traveling.
Oh, there you go.
We're gonna head out and go see places we've never seen.
Do
We
it.
are?
Just me and the wife.
The other wife.
Me and my wife Mary.
Right.
We're gonna travel, and I was born and raised here in Arizona, and there's a few parts here that I still haven't seen yet.
I'm a native also, and there's still a couple of
Yeah.
spots. I still have not gone down and spent any time in the Chiricahua, so I'd like to do that. And there's, like you say, and you got to seize the day. You got to take the time to do that stuff.
You do.
So that's good to hear. Now, Billy, when it comes to you, I understand you're playing with another band.
Actually, I just started for duo, and
Uh-huh.
my friends called Billy. Another
Right.
Billy, we know each other for 40 years. So we moved from Phoenix to Payson about a year ago. And this was start happening, and he's tired of traveling around everywhere, but doing solo and duo gig. So we just got together. Man, why don't we just make a duo? So
Two guys named Billy.
So we go Billy for now. We don't know the name yet. We don't have a name.
Well, you need to come up with one other person, make it a trio, and a person has to have a last name of Hill, and then it can be Hill Billy Billy. Sorry, Hill Billy.
Thank you.
Yes. Order before
I was
6 p.m.
thinking,
Get the
I was thinking Hillbilly and Billy Goat.
Yeah, there you go.
I know I'm getting all kind of crazy.
No, that sounds. So you're keeping yourself busy with music. Though.
Yes.
You're not putting that down anymore.
No, I can't.
When did you first start doing music, Billy?
When I was forced to take piano lesson when I was 5 years old in Japan.
Everything about your music has been forced upon you.
Yes. So was saxophone.
Yes, saxophone.
The saxophone was forced.
Yeah, you know,
I'm a guitar player.
I started out playing brass instruments and managed to learn how to play a bunch of those as a young person. Also learned to play piano, but man, when it came to the reed instruments, I just make people want to throw up. It was I could never make those do anything but squeak and just make a nasty noise. So you've been at music for a long time now. You said you were forced. Is your parents forcing you to?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm assuming,
Yeah.
and of course you know what they say about that, but I'm assuming that looking back, you don't have any ill feelings about your parents.
No, I
forcing you.
really thankful. Yes.
And do you still play piano?
Very little.
Yeah. Well, what a great foundation. I mean,
Yes.
a place to learn the fundamentals.
That's what exactly I think. Yes.
And Bob, when it comes to, well, first of all, how many different instruments do you play?
Me?
Yeah.
I play bass guitar. I played bass guitar for 35 years or more.
Yeah.
And I play rhythm guitar, and I'm just learning after all these years how to play just a few takeoff songs, leads on
Right.
take on songs.
Interesting.
And but that's basically the instruments that I can play.
Right.
And I've been at it for 60 years.
Just starting to get the hang of it, though. Yeah, that's good. How about you? Any other?
I played trumpet and then moved to baritone in high school band,
Right.
And then at some point in time in high school, I started playing bass guitar, and I was in a rock band from then on. And I play guitar a little bit also, not very good, and I can play keyboard a little bit too.
Right.
Yeah.
That's one thing with for those of us that grew up, I learned how to read music playing trumpet, and I found that I don't remember ever once in my life where we were all sitting around the campfire and everyone said, "Hey, why don't you pull out your trumpet and play a tune?" So had to move on to other instruments. It wasn't working around the campfire. But again, a great place to learn fundamentals.
Yep.
And well, back then, gosh, Herb Alpert was a big deal, and so it was a little bit more impressive with the girls than perhaps it would be today. Anyhow, so now Saturday night is the last big public performance that you have going on, and that'll be down at Jake's Corner. Again, gets underway at 6 o'clock, goes till 9 o'clock, and they're going to have all the regular menu items there, as well as maybe some special stuff that you can, like pulled pork or something that you can get served really quick, and with a lot of people down there. I would imagine just about everybody this side of the Poughkeepsie is going to be down there for this thing Saturday night.
We hope so.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. I don't know of too many people around RIM country that aren't familiar with Junction 87. I mean, you guys have been doing this for a long, long time, so it'll be fun to be there. It's sad to think of the band not being together, but at the same time, man, it just makes sense. And getting around, being able to do the traveling that you want to do, and taking care of family issues and things. I mean, those are all the important stuff. The rest of this is all kind of just silliness in a lot of ways. But we wish you all the best of luck. But you do have one other kind of private performance coming up after this one at the Elks Lodge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
On
it's
Friday the
open
3rd.
to the public.
Oh, it is open to the
Yes,
public
yes,
also?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's a lady called Ginger who's taking care of it. He said,
Right.
yeah, we can take care of everybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sign them up or something. Yeah.
There you
We
go.
expect it to be a pretty good
Good
crowd
one,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun place to play. I know I was a member of the Elks prior to moving down to Tonto Basin. Now I'm just not up here enough to make it make sense for me. But it's that's a great little venue, and
Yes.
Good acoustics in there.
Yeah. Excuse me. So now, when it comes to that performance, that's what, the following weekend, first
Friday
weekend
the
of September?
3rd of September.
Okay.
Friday, yeah.
And that'll be 6 o'clock also, no, 6
Yeah,
o'clock,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Okay, and that's on a Friday.
16.
And then Saturday, you're hitting the road to go sightseeing, huh?
Mhm.
Sounds good. Now, are you looking outside of Arizona too, as far as places to go and visit, or are you just gonna kind of check out your home state?
No, we're gonna go back to Virginia.
Mhm.
I've never been back there, and the wife was born in Pennsylvania, so we're gonna tour Pennsylvania and Virginia, West Virginia. And then, when we get back from there, we're gonna go down to the Valley Truck Park Model and, stay down there for a little while.
There you go.
And then next May, we're flying over to Germany
Wow.
and go to the Passion Play finally.
Right.
Because they canceled it in 2020.
Right.
And then we're going to Switzerland. We're going to take a riverboat all the way across France,
Wow.
one side to the other.
That'll
And
be
then
interesting.
We're going to leave that party, and we're going to go by ourselves. We're flying into Rome. Going to stay there 2 or 3 nights, and then get on a cruise ship, go all the way down through Greece and all the islands and all through that area,
Wow.
Nice.
and into the boot of Italy,
Right.
and then we're going to fly home.
Well, I tell you what, there's some amazing places to see there. Rome is a remarkable place.
Yes.
And down right in the heel of the boot of Italy, Bari, Italy.
Mhm.
During the Kosovo War, I went from Bari, Italy across the Adriatic to Durrës, Albania, and inland from there. And that was an amazing place. The food is remarkable.
Right.
And I like food. I like food, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a great part of the world to see. Now, as far as Billy, as far as your duo that you're working on now, are you? Is it mostly just focused up here in the Payson area? Or?
Yeah, try to, because people knows in Junction 87, so like all the places like Jake's Corner and Pinewood Tavern and
Mhm.
Oxbow want to book trials, for do anyway. So
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
I'm gonna try to stay around this area. Yeah, we don't want to really travel too much no more.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to seeing all three of you together again Saturday night. And again, that'll be down at Jake's Corner from 6 until 9. And the following Friday night at the Elks Lodge. And that, again, we're told is open to the public. So we hope you get on out there and help celebrate the end of a great bunch of concerts. You guys have been at this for a long time, and you've done a great job. So congratulations on that, and all the best with the next chapter as you move forward.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You betcha. We appreciate you. And we appreciate you tuning in and listening today to KRIM's Community Spotlight. Going to get you back to more of your favorite music. Have some tunes coming up from the Kinks, Christopher Cross, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Pink Floyd, and a whole bunch more. But first, a quick look at RIM Country weather.
This morning's KRIM weather forecast.
Just like that.
All
Just like that.
right.
See ya.
Painless.